only seen one game with, unfortunately, Afghanistan out of the T20 World Cup and Sri Lanka still keeping their hopes alive. But there is plenty of action yet to come. The big game between New Zealand and England, a must-win game for England that comes up now. And England have won the toss and they've opted to bat first and have gone in with the playing 11 from the last game for England. They find themselves in a situation where if they don't win today, they take the fate of going through to the qualifications out of their own hands. So big game for them. New Zealand have a bit of a cushion, but we know what New Zealand did last year when they met England in the semi-finals, brushed them aside and smashed England's hope of winning the World Cup last year. Today, what is it going to be? Big game at the Gabba. New Zealand versus England. England have won the toss and have opted to bat first. That's right. Ashok Malhotra joins me here as well. And Kane Williamson at the toss said that this is a used surface and he would have liked to bat first as well. Remember, 3 games are already been played now on this pitch. And Jos Buttler going in with the same playing 11, sir. There was this talk around maybe giving a chance to Phil Salt in place of Alex Hales because he has not really scored runs. But England going in yet again with him. How do you look at this England lineup in this game against New Zealand? And the pressure will be on England. They need to win this one.
Definitely so. And Neha, that's why they batted first. Because they don't want extra pressure. And once you set the target, then your bowlers can defend. So I think it might be a right choice because the top order is failing miserably, be it Alex Hales, be it Jos Buttler, be it even Ben Stokes. They tend to be struggling very, very badly. So they want to get off to a good start. I hope they play a bit sensibly. First 6 overs, you can't go hammer and tongs and lose a couple of wickets because it puts pressure on you. I know you have got some fidgeters in your side, but they also need some kind of a foundation, some kind of a backup to go and explode. So that is what my thinking is. If Alex Hales and Buttler can give them a good start, because it's a very formidable bowling attack. Trent Bolt, Saudi, and then Ferguson. They are more than handful. So they tend to pick up early wickets. But if New Zealand picks up early wickets, I think England's fate might be sealed.
So how good have New Zealand been in this tournament? Yet again, coming into the tournament, first they shocked Australia and the manner in which they played. Then, of course, one game washed out, then came to beat Sri Lanka as well, sitting pretty at the top of the table. You know, how often have we seen New Zealand do this? They lost the tri-series just before coming in. As usual, people would, they always are being called the underdogs of the tournament of World Cups, but they end up playing so well. And today, again, they're in a far more comfortable position than England going into this game because of how well they performed.
Yeah, it is a group of death. If 3 top teams, anybody could have qualified, and everybody is saying England and Australia. Nobody talks about it. They always go under the radar, but they always perform. A bilateral series, tri-series, it doesn't bother them. When it comes to the crunch games, when they come to the ICC tournaments, that is when New Zealand team comes to the party, when they gel well together, when they play as a unit, play as a team, and they always deliver. That is the greatness of them. The last 5-6 World Cup, they're always in the same final. I don't know why we call them underdogs, because the big teams always go away, but New Zealand is always around, always there. And now in the group of death, they are sitting at the top of the table. And they seem to be certain to qualify. It is either England or Australia, and it is a do or die for England. And they got a huge hurdle in front of them.
We saw a brilliant 100 from Glenn Phillips. Is he one of the most underrated number 4 batters in T20s? Because he looks so good. And I was looking at his numbers in the year. 16 matches, he scored 565 runs, averaging 50 plus, 51, and striking at 154. And nobody talks about him as much as some of the other number 4s in world cricket.
Nobody talks about New Zealand batters.
Yeah.
We don't talk about Conway, we don't talk about Drew Mitchell, and we don't talk about Phillips, who are phenomenal players. We only talk about the Rohit Sharma, the Virat Kohlis, then the Surya Kumar Yadav, or the Babar Azams of this world. And these guys always fly under the radar, but they always deliver. They deliver when the things get hot, when a real thing starts, and that is why they are so brilliant. For New Zealand is not a one man; it is a all 11, one for all for one kind of a team, and they as a team, as a unit, are wonderfully well. One game Conway can win it for you, one game Allen can win it for you, one game even Williamson can come to the party, and not to forget Glenn Phillips, Drew Mitchell. We are not talking about. He was phenomenal till he got injured. So they've got a lot of, and not to forget Nisha. So they have a good side, and Glenn Phillips, when he came to the party last game, we know why he's averaging 50, why he's so explosive and in the middle order. So that shows they have a lot of strength in the team, and they are going for the championship.
Yeah, and also their bowlers have been far superior than the Australian bowlers, who should be better in their home conditions. I mean, Trent Bolt, Tim Southee have actually been bowling brilliantly in the tournament. And I mean, if you look at the top wicket takers, economy, they're right up there, both Trent Bolt and Tim Southee. But sir, we've also got to talk about what is now an ideal first innings score for England. Just before we talk about the last game that Sri Lanka won. So what do you think? What are you expecting? What's a good score here on this surface?
Yeah, if they want to win, they have to get 170 plus. That can be more than par total, because the kind of wickets are behaving in Australia, it helping the medium pace, especially the swing bowler. The good thing is the swing bowlers are more effective. Why Australians are not effective? They're all quick. Beat Pat Cummins, beat Mitchell to start. Hazelwood is the only one who can swing the ball around. So that is why they tend to struggle. And same is the case with England. Whether you talk about Mark Wood, whether you talk about others. Sam Curran, he's a dibbly-dobbly. But when you talk about batting, they have ferocious batting. But the first 6 overs are going to be very, very crucial. New Zealand is known to pick up early wickets and put pressure on the opposition.
Okay, so the first match that was played here, Sri Lanka versus Afghanistan. Sri Lanka won that game by 6 wickets. Afghanistan put up a total of 144. And Sri Lanka chased that down in the 19th over, sir. Quickly, if we can just look at the points table as well. What this now means is that New Zealand have 5 points. They're right there. Australia have got 5 points, but it's the negative run rate. England now need to win this, because otherwise the next game they would then hope that they have to win the next game, and also hope that Australia lose against Afghanistan, because that's the last game that that Australia play.
They got 2 comparatively easier games. After this, especially one more game which is comparatively, England and New Zealand is a tough game. But when you talk about Australia, net run rate is really, really down. And they must be hoping and praying. They must be New Zealanders today. All of them must be hoping and praying that New Zealand beats England. And so that makes their life much, much easier.
Unfortunate for Afghanistan, sir. Just really didn't get to play as many matches as they would have liked. I mean, it's a good side. They've got some very, very exciting players. But 2 games washed out. And today, the game that they played, they lost that against Sri Lanka. There was a little moment where Rashid Khan was, he was a little teary out of that, also because of an injury, but I think some of it also had to do with the loss and them getting out. When I look at this now, I feel like it's India and Pakistan getting that game, the opening game. Both were so lucky, given that there were some 90% chances of rain. Afghanistan, not so.
Absolutely. And when you talk about Afghanistan, they are, they're more bred on Asian wickets. Even their bowling is spin-oriented. In Australian wickets, it is not turning. It is not turning as much as it would turn in a UAE or India or wherever. So in Australia, it comes with the bounce. And I know Rashid does his job, but he's a one-trick pony kind of a thing. Mujibur Rahman and Nabi were not as effective as them. And Sri Lanka has come of age, I would say. They're playing better and better after Asia Cup. They're improving, and the way they checked them for 145, I think it looked like they might go and win it for them, because the spinners were not going to be as effective as they are in Asian cricket.
Ashok Malhotra, thank you so much. We'd like to wrap this up. The good thing is that Sri Lanka, with this win, will finish in the top 4 of their group, which means that they qualify for the next World Cup directly, so they don't have to play the qualifiers. But thank you so much, sir, once again.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, News 9 Sports is what you need to subscribe to for all the latest. We get you